So, welcome back to our little jungle series. We talked about exponentials in the last episode, and today we want to talk about what we call the immune system of an organization. What do I mean by this? Any organization, the organization you're part of, went through the same three phases in the very beginning. Usually that's what the founder of the organization does. So in the beginning, the situation is very unclear. The founder goes out and does exploration and has no idea of what's going on and starts research, basically. Research and trying out things. And then at one point, there's something that actually starts working towards trying to solve the problem our entrepreneur went out to solve, and there's no understanding yet of why and how, but somehow it works. That's the heuristic phase, and then once that is understood and can be repeated over and over again, we enter the algorithmic phase. And now the algorithmic phase is when we can start repeating what we've learned. And that repetition now becomes the job of the organization. So it basically looks like this. So you enter in the mystic phase. It's very, very uncertain. It's a lot of work, sometimes a lot of budget. And you come into the heuristics phase, and then you finally enter the algorithmic phase. And now the job of the organization becomes to make that funnel ever smaller and smaller, as small as the organization possibly can, because that is where the profit is. And that's good, because that's the job of the organization. But at the same time, the organization now is focused on incremental innovation towards the algorithm, towards making the algorithm better, and not towards reinventing the way we look at the problem and the way we solve the problem. So the organization doesn't allow you to come back to the mystic phase. The organization wants to stay in the algorithmic phase, and that's what we call the immune system. So very often we're locked into that as an organization. Very often we are doing amazing innovation in the space of that algorithm, and from somewhere else, somebody else comes from the mystic phase and just disrupts everything we do. And before somebody else does that, you want to do that with your organization. Truly disruptive. And then potentially shift your organization into that new organization. And there are beautiful examples of that, of organizations that do that. The leading one, as very often, is Google/Alphabet. Alpha Telefonica and Telefonica are doing a really good thing. And in Germany, there's a company called Axel Springer. They're also doing an amazing job at that. And what all three have in common is that they turned themselves, or were already, a portfolio company. And they let go of control within their child companies. They foster them. They give them resources, but they let go of control. And by that, they allow them to grow in their own right and generate profit for the portfolio in general. And that's one way of thinking about this, but there's other ways. But in order to be able to do that, you need to understand that you're in the right jungle and that you're doing the right thing in the jungle. And that's why we're here. That's why we're talking about all of this. See you in the next one.